Hello, my name is Zhatelier. Welcome back for another episode of Shadow Empire. In previous episode in the north, we started annihilating a lot of the enemies thanks to our tank reinforcements in here, so that'll probably save us a lot of manpower and trouble in there. It might cost us quite a bit of fuel, admittedly, but it's not the end of the world. In the south, we managed to push some of the enemies back a bit further again, so we're slowly gaining more and more ground here. We're not necessarily quite out of the woodworks here yet. I mean, technically speaking, there's no trees in here yet, or that much trees in there anyway, but in the eastern front, the northern part is still holding. I mean, they've still got the kind of small breakthrough in the center, but I don't think that's going to last all that long. In the south, our troops are across the river, and we annihilated quite a bit of troops over here. So the road to the next river is somewhat clear. I don't think we're quite ready to move into this river crossing yet. I think we need to clear out a lot more troops before we're getting there, but we'll get there. And of course in the island over here there's not too much happening. I mean, there is some creatures in there, plus also near Albertus there's something in there, but we've already moved the troops previous round, so I don't think I can do too much about that right now, but that's alright. I think actually it might be time to get to the next round then, I suppose. There's a lot of troops coming in. They might be attacking us in the south. If not, we'll just do a counterattack before they have a chance to attack us, and we'll probably push them back. There's a bit of an attack there, and attack against tanks, but they lost 40 tanks, we lost 0. Another artillery strike, okay. Another artillery strike. Honestly, they're wasting a lot of ammo with the artillery strikes there. They get hits every now and then, but not a lot of them. So we killed 40 tanks, lost 0. That's good, and we got the Berserker point assets to 17 levels, and we got the... oh, Forling, okay. Well, I suppose that does make sense as a name for a quad machine gun. That is now developed. Let's have a look at the decisions. So the Staff Council priorities, no, that's probably going to be fine. Design target. I do wonder actually if that allows us to get better machine guns now. Oh, we could design another artillery piece, maybe even a bit heavier, so we could build on the old one. So that's a 150mm gun. We could go even to 240. I mean, how much? That does increase the firepower quite significantly. Also makes them bloody expensive and very heavy. But I guess we could get a 240mm howitzer gun. We'll go with the heavy combat armor as well, so that should be fairly decent. Minor worker striking captain does. You know, I'm going to use the military to deal with that. And, okay, 200 militant workers were killed. Which, admittedly, losing population to stuff like that isn't great. There's an ominous sealed door in Kazoo Rapture. Indefinite quarantine. We could probably study the situation first. Or we could make sure the door stays closed, or destroy the whole tunnel complex leading to this door. We're gonna study the door. It seems to be safe. Whatever the quarantine in the past, it must be long dead. I'm not entirely sure about that one, sure. Alliance review. They're still at 31% out of the 40. But all is well. There we go, that's now dealt with. Let's have a look at the quad machine gun design that we have. Is that, it's separate? Is that a machine gun? It is machine gun thing, okay. So that's going to be high tier, and actually, well, that one, we probably still have a bit of those around. So it's got a little bit of attack versus low-flying targets. It's got a pretty good soft defense. Oh, it does 4 attacks per round of combat, so the damage itself might not be that much more than... It's actually less than what this one has. But it does so much more attacks, so it's going to be really good against the infantry, I reckon. But at the same time, the damage per machine gun itself isn't that much, but the amount of attacks that it does is going to be very useful. Okay, but that's good to know. So they did a bit of the attacks there. Got a lot of artillery in that stack, so how about... Actually, you can only attack that one right now, so... Well, I guess that's an easy choice of where to attack. There we go, there's 20 guns and 40 tanks. Right there, destroyed. That's a bit, we could move forward, but I think we're going to stay put for now. They did move in troops there, okay. There's some tanks that they brought in. I was actually wondering about moving some of these troops in here. Make sure that they don't just, you know, break through. They still got quite a bit of troops in here. They do still have some supplies. Their readiness is actually fairly decent. Let's have a look at the replacements. What do we need? Nothing right now. The fuel situation could be better, but we are actually now gaining a bit of food, so that's good. I mean, we have been building a lot of troops recently, so that might be causing some issues. I guess what I could do... Well, how's they've got a fairly decent entrenchment in here, so I don't think I can do too much about that one. Not right now. We could maybe destroy some of the tanks. Range attack on that one. Well, there's a few hits at least. With the rocket launchers, but I don't think we'll be destroying anything. We'll try to break the enemy resistance in there regardless. We might need a bit of ammunition. So let's get another, I don't know, maybe not quite 7,000, but I think 2,500 or so will be enough. So we've got plenty of industrial points. Could we do the... Right, if we wanted to get the Armoured Brigade, I suppose down here would be quite handy. If we can get into the open area in here and start cutting through this area with the tanks, that'd be brilliant. Another option would indeed be to... Oh, there's a lot of tanks in here, actually. Okay. I'm going to move in my tanks from here to assist with this. They've got quite a bit of tanks as well. Well, we destroyed 20 tanks and we pushed them back. I guess that's good enough. And then you've still got some action points remaining, so we could probably destroy the tanks along the road here. Well, that's another 10 light tanks destroyed. And push them back. I'm going to move in here. I'm going to move in a bit of the infantry closer as well. We're going to move in the... I suppose the manpads could go along there. Along the mountains at least for now. There seems to be someone, or there may have been someone in there. Not necessarily right now. There's a gap in the front right this second, so we might want to move in someone there. These ones have dug in fairly well. I mean, it's not necessarily the best against tanks, but it'll probably do it for now. And then we could do an air attack on the enemies in here. Don't know if there's going to be interceptors. Not by the looks of it. Oh, there we go. We're dealing a pretty decent damage on them. Now, since we're not on our airfield, it might take a little bit of time. But yeah, that was 30 tanks right there. We've got the AA guns in here, which we might want to move in a bit closer. Although, I suppose they could just be in here. But now, maybe we move it in there to provide a bit more cover. For the troops in the southern flank, at least. Then let's have... Oh! Alright then. So they've abandoned that entire front line here. Okay, but we found the enemy. Maybe it's a trap for us this time around. We've got the Cobras in there. We're going to bring in the barriers a bit closer. So if they do have some air troops in here trying to do some strikes against us in the near future, then now those might have a bit of an issue. Oh, there's a lot of motorcycle troops there. I guess what we could do is we move these forward. I'm going to move in the... Oh, right, the tanks are a little bit low on fuel in here. We're going to move them closer. So they'll get something back, and then I guess we could send in one of the infantry units down here. Start clearing out the northern area, and I guess these could hold the flank. Move more of the tank, or the infantry to help with the tanks. And I guess we could have one over here in the north. We don't have the road, or all of the road in here yet, but we are getting a decent bit of land in there now. So we're finally getting a lot more territory in this conflict in here. So we might eventually actually get out of this bloody thing. There's a bit of troops there. Let's go ahead and move... Oh, right, that's the recon. We've got a bit of tanks. These are the all-rounders. Let's clear out this stack here first. Okay, no kills. At least we push it back. Another destruction there. We can probably move in closer. We'll move along here and use the heavy tank to destroy a bit of the enemy units here. Well, we killed 100. So we're definitely making some progress in this. We might want to get a bit of road construction in here, actually. Bit of dirt road up to, well, I guess up to there. The options are a little bit limited. Do we have a lot of recon? We got over 100 recon, so we could probably do a quick little range attack on this stack. Well, we got 3 hits. Not exactly the best. But it is better than nothing. And then, I suppose over here we still got the... Oh, they're probably down there now. Well, they won't be able to get out of there. Not in one round, anyway. Did you did already do the attack? I suppose we got the planes over here that could still do the air attacks. It's the Ravens are the bombers, indeed. We could do a strike there, or... Wait, no, it's the Hawks and Hueys, isn't it? The Ravens are the recon. Right, okay. Let's go ahead. Oh. I'm going to use one set at a time. We might lose a few planes with the interceptors that they have there. But there is a reason why I'm doing this. I'm gonna be... Okay, so that already is out of points. This one doesn't have points. We do have planes in here. Except these ones we might want to move there. I'm gonna use the grasshoppers to do another air recon on top of this thing. I'm gonna maybe send in the interceptors as well. They got their fighter squadron in there. They got one hit against us, but they didn't destroy anything. And now if we use the Hueys to do an airstrike... air attack rather. It might actually help if we assign it to be in the attack there. We got fairly... Oh, wow, yeah, actually we got really good recon in here now. No, there we go, we destroyed some tanks at least. They got quite a bit of artillery in there, and some tanks as well, so I don't think we'll be able to clear out this, all these stacks quite as easily as I was hoping for. But I guess it is better than nothing. And then, technically speaking, we got the Ravens in here, but these are the interceptors, right? Yes, there's a fighter squadron. So those won't be doing all that much, I'm afraid. In the south, we managed to destroy... Oh, right, they've got even more tanks in the mountains. Well, we got our all-rounders on the ground here, so I don't think they'll be pushing us back easily, at least. They might still do it, but it's not going to be quite as easy. Now, how much did we need fuel for the Brigade of Armor? Armor Brigade, that is going to be over 3,000. How much would it cost for us? It's probably a decent bit in it. If we were to buy enough fuel to do that, we could go up to 1,000, but yeah, it's a bit expensive. Okay, how much can we sell metal? We could probably sell at least a... We'll sell another 1,500. After that, we don't really want to sell any more metal, to be fair. And then we could buy some fuel. We buy like maybe not 1,000. Let's buy 600. It's actually not that bad of a price. So we'll... You know what, we'll buy 1,000, or we'll buy the entire stack, so that's going to be a decent bit of the money that we just got from the trading, but we'll still gain a bit of extra, and now if we raise the formation of the headquarters, or operational headquarters and armored brigade, there's going to be all-rounders and blockers there. So that is a bit expensive, especially in terms of manpower and fuel, but this is going to be our way to start making a bit of a breakthrough. I think we're, we could technically just move them in here and start breaking through this artillery stack and just start cutting off a lot of these units out of supplies, at least easy supplies, and start making our way through the road here, cutting at least up to the warm steam. Or we could just send in a bit of I mean, I suppose what I could do, so I could send in one or two of these units. I mean, that is 5 battalions now, most of which are a good 30-20 split, and then this one's 10 and 10. Okay, that's not too bad then. So that's at least good. So that will also allow us to... I think we might be able to break a bit of enemies in here in the north. I mean, it is jungle, so it's going to be a bit rough attacking. But I think we're going to slowly break through there one way or another, although it's going to be a lot easier attacking through the south here. So if we could just break along here up to there, like we can cut them off in here maybe. And then that is going to cost them a lot of casualties, so that's good. It did cost us quite a bit, admittedly, to get that done. We did get the... yeah, we do have the logistics up here now, so that's good. Technically speaking, one of the things that I could do... Let's have a look at the road. So we got the proper road up to here. We could probably have it go all the way there now. So get a sealed road there. Let's go ahead and upgrade a bit more of the roads while we're at it. Okay, that's going to be a bit expensive, but that'll probably be fine still. And then, of course, we can get that one up to the crossroad here, so that will allow the logistics to flow a bit further. Not massively further, but still better than nothing. And I guess we could also build up the road up to there. Gonna be a bloody expensive road to continue further than that, though. Actually, we don't have any industrial points right now, do they? So, yeah, we won't be doing too much about that then, I guess. I'm just gonna have a look at the colonies where we need those. Well, I suppose we don't need to look for. We can just send some here. There we go. So that's pretty decent. We did complete the bureaucratic office already, so next round we'll be getting a lot more bureaucratic points. I mean, we've got already 500 political points. Of course, there's a lot of stratagems that we could be using. I've kind of neglected using a lot of these. It's mostly just been fighting, and fighting. And while, you know, if you've got the headquarters units and all that, then you can get... Well, actually, one of the things that I could do is if I go for the Armoured Brigade, I suppose there's no leader in there, so we can't use that. Well, No, I don't think we're going to use... You know what, let us get to the... Well, actually, I'm just going to double check that we didn't neglect any fronts. I don't think we did, though. Did some destruction over here in the north. But no, I think we're ready to go for the next one then. Oh, there's a bit of an airstrike there. Another airstrike. We don't have a lot of anti-aircraft guns in here, which is causing a bit of issues. Lost a bit of infantry there. Oh, that's why they have the airfield. Okay. And that is their city, in fact. Another artillery strike on the Hochstein front, and they lost another 70 tanks trying to attack us there. Excellent. They must be hurting a lot by this point in terms of how many losses they've taken along this fighting here. Oh, there's a bit of road connection severed over there. Not great. Okay, so we killed 70 tanks, we lost 100 infantry. That's not too bad. Let's have a look at the decisions. Incident with Mywig, so that's the governor of Ansang D. I suppose we can reverse the decision.
Yes, sir. Roger.
The governor's probably not going to like us for that, but I guess we could actually start reducing the military research now a little bit. I think the Economic Council, we don't actually need to change that one too much. Model design, we don't really need to change. The Staff Council is fine. I don't think these are needing anything extra. I think the Supreme Council doesn't need too much either. I'm going to reduce that one by 1%. And Applied Science, I mean, we could maybe increase that a little bit. So I'm actually thinking about reducing this one to like 18%, same as that one. So we'll have the Applied Science at 7 and Air Force at 6, I guess. So confirm the changes. Some of them do not like that, of course. And operationalization of OOB. There's heavy assault infantry army, armored assault arm. Oh, that's interesting. Let's have a look at the stuff. Is what would that actually be? Armored assault army. It's been discovered. So at the battalion level, it's 50 armor, 20 motorized transport, 100 infantry, and 10 artillery. So it's mostly armor, a little bit infantry in there with tanks or the artillery. It's an interesting choice, quite frankly. Probably going to be relatively effective. You know what, yeah, we'll go with that one. Maybe not the best recon and all that, but it'll probably do quite a bit of damage. Misbehavior by troops due to intoxicants. The troops have been drunk. It's because of those traders that sell them booze. We can punish the traders and soldiers that are involved in the excesses. Sure.
Order acknowledged.
Another worker strike in Taz. I don't want to risk losing any workers in those places right now. Joseph Sendik requires a donation. Well, it's only 145 credits, so we can probably do that one. Keep them happy. Alien natives trying to talk with us. Oh, which one is this one? Maportus, right, that's one of the northeastern ones. We'll send in all linguistics that we have on hand. And the Italian community is blackmailing us. We're going to refuse that one.
Yes, sir.
A new commander for the 1st Armored Brigade. I am going to put in probably... Well, that was pretty decent skill, actually. You know what, yeah, we'll appoint that one. And now we got our tanks in here. We don't have... Actually, how is the fuel situation in here? It's not too bad. We did gain a lot of fuel one way or another. I'm not entirely sure where we got that, I'll be honest. But it may have been taking a lot of fuel from other sources, perhaps. Go ahead and take the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd Armoured Battalions down south, and then the 4th and 5th one can get along here, start clearing out some of the enemies from the flank. Well, starting from the flank anyway. Okay, so yeah, they may have started a lot of the other units of fuel right now, so these don't even have fuel. We probably don't want to attack with these right now. Let's just double check the battles. So where did we have the battle? So there was a bit of bombing in here. Then some... Oh yeah, that's where we lost the infantry. We lost a decent bit of tanks. Various bombardments, and that's about it. Okay, well, let's have a look at the northern front here. We could do at least a bit of attack. We don't have a lot of fuel, mind you. But let's go ahead and, I don't know, destroy that one.
Open fire! Open fire!
There we go, that's another 200 gone. And we cut them off there. They did manage to get... Oh, right, yeah, they got in here. Well, we can cut those off at least. I'm going to move this one closer to the city. I guess... Would it be... It's probably in here, actually. Yeah, it's there. In that case, I'm going to use the strategic movement for the unit here, just to get to the city itself. I will protect the road at least for now, and I suppose these could actually... Oh, well, I suppose there's no supplies in there, is there? So that's a bit of a problem. Okay, that's the recon. We've got the all-rounders in here. Let's try to destroy this stack, shall we? Seems we're going fairly successfully, actually. Yeah, okay, that's 700. So we are at least making quite a difference in these battles here. I probably should have gotten some tanks there earlier. There's no wonder that the AI uses the tanks quite actively. We've got all-rounders in here, so that's the motorcycles. That's probably not too bad. And this is where we lost a bit of the troops, so it's the line troops too still here. Okay, well, let's just get some... I guess we'll get a GI-3s there for a brief moment. We've still got some of them in there, but, you know, it's better than nothing, and I suppose the all-rounders could maybe do a bit of an attack on the troops here. The motorcycles. We've at least got some blockers in there, so those will annihilate the motorcycles, quite frankly. There we go, so that's another 300 infantry from the enemy. And now we've... oh, hold on a minute. We can actually move in there now. I can move in the flak guns closer. I mean, they've got a lot of motorcycles in here as well. It's only motorcycles, so it's not too bad. And of course we got the... oh, that's the leopards, actually. Huh. So we could attack that one. Of course, another thing that I can do is try to clear out at least some of that. Maybe we'll pull back a little bit. So we've got the supplies coming up here, and next round is going to go up to... well, a little bit further at least. I'm not entirely sure how far it will go. And of course, over here we did push them... well, I suppose they didn't try to attack us, rather. Don't suppose we got... well, we got the barriers over there, but they're of course out of fuel. We got the flak guns in here. I suppose it's time to move these out. Go ahead and do a bit of a strategic movement. I guess I could actually move it up here. Now, we've got a decent bit of AA guns in there. I think it's probably going to be better to move some more AA guns down south. That, of course, does have a bit of an impact on the logistics. We've got the Hueys ready to do a bit of an airstrike in here somewhere. Let's actually think about this. There's the... oh, right, yeah, we could probably do it on that one. Well, no kills. We got some hits at least. I guess we got the blockers over here. We are out of oil or fuel though, so might not be able to do quite as much as I was hoping for. But I guess what we could do is we could attack this stack at least. Well, we got a few hits. We didn't kill them, so this infantry, well, it's hopefully dug in well enough. We got some anti-tank guns in there, and it's the plain or the snowy areas here, so that does give us a bit of extra entrenchment, or the initial entrenchment. Doesn't have any impact on the enemy tank attack values though. And this, of course, cannot attack anywhere. Got a bit of infantry supporting that, and I guess we could clear out more of the front line there. I wonder if I should attack or move across here. We could send in some more infantry at least, and then we could build up the road across. So we could maybe start making a bit of an attack push through here. At least, you know, get into a position where there's some fighting between us, and that way they'll have to bring in troops that they were sending other fronts back here. How much exactly they'd move, I don't know. No doubt it's going to be something at least. Oh, right, we had the hidden village over here. Wasn't that the one that is giving us the... yeah, we got some colonists in stock here, because the road was cut off. Okay, that makes sense. Just going to send a bit more colonists down here into Zhate in the meanwhile, because I know that we need a lot in there. And we might want to increase the agricultural facilities productivity at some point, but right now it's not quite enough to run everything anyway, so we don't need to worry about that one too much. But it's something to keep in mind, because we can then turn, of course, a lot of that into fuel. I mean, do we have the... we got the biofuel over here, which is running full speed already. So in that case, we can't do too much about that one. A lot of these planes aren't going to be able to do much, so I guess it would be off to the next round. I'm just going to double check the dashboard real quick if there's something that we need to worry about. Losing a bit of fuel, not fuel, credits, but that might get sorted out in due time. Jetpacks are coming along quite nicely, and so is the new artillery piece. Sanitation program is already 33%. I thought the wings at 25%. A nuclear plant is about 2/3 of the way done. Well, we've got all these tanks in here. I don't know how much of a fuel they have, but I guess if we just go to the next round, we should have some of the fuel go back to the troops. So next round we can start using our tanks again, and the air force and all that. Oh, there's a bit of airstrike there. Lost a anti-tank gun and a bit of infantry. They're moving a lot of troops into that point, though. Oh, and there's a day attack. We stood firm, though. We killed 30 tanks. We lost 20 tanks in the process, which is a bit less than ideal. Another airstrike. Is that going to be... or artillery strike. Is that going to be another mass assault? Well, they lost another 10 tanks, but that wasn't really that massive assault yet. Another artillery strike. No losses for us. Oh, and we lost a bit of infantry on that artillery strike. So 40 tanks, lost 200 infantry, 10 guns, and 20 tanks. Not ideal. Ah, there we go. We got the new artillery gun as well. So look at the decisions. Internet with Davis. We can probably reverse the decision. How much was that? Negative -14. Okay, that's a bit rough. So you asked for Security Corporation. Sure. Secret Service. Yeah, no, we don't need to change anything there. Design target for model design. Oh, right, so we got the new artillery piece. We could probably... Let's think about this. So we could get some ultra-light aircraft, but I don't think that's going to be all that useful. Some helicopters, maybe. I actually wonder, is there anything new for the manpad? No. So we're not going to redesign that one. Technically speaking, the mechanized artillery is something that we could maybe update. We got the Roller 2 already. It's got the, let's see, it's got the howitzer gun, does it? No, it's got the steel plating, so we're going to go for the polymer plating, which is going to make it a lot lighter. And it's still going to have higher values in there. We could maybe keep the double diesel engine. We haven't really been using the mechanized artillery, admittedly. Process enhancing D. We're going to try to calm down the processors by talking to them. We succeeded, the unrest did increase still, but not quite as much as I could have. Worker strike in Albertus. You know what? We'll use the military. Okay, another 200 military workers were killed. A walker agitator in Hindon Village. We could investigate who this agitator is. How much is the difficulty? Relatively high. Guess we're going to give in to some of their demands. Right, there's ominous sealed door in somebody. What's this over the door? We found a wealth of information gaining us technology high-speed rail. Oh, however, there's some bad news. It might have been unwise to open the door. Our servers team recorded the release of an airborne pathogen. Oh. And that was in somebody, wasn't it? So I'm guessing there is stuff in here, or maybe not. But now we can get the high-speed rail, so that's actually something we might want to start building from... Oh, right, maybe we just discover it. I don't think we've actually unlocked it yet. Let's have a look. No, we didn't actually unlock the high-speed rail. But it might be next round before we can start doing anything. I mean, we could have a look at the logistics in here. Is there anything about... Oh yeah, we need to have the high-speed rail station, which is a bit expensive, admittedly. But since we already have a rail station, we can't actually do that one. Okay. Well, I guess not then. So, we did gain a bit of more fuel. These are slowly starting to get to the point again where we can move forward or start doing attacks. And there's quite a stack of troops in here. Let's go ahead and use the tanks from the northern flank first. Or the northern hex. Okay, we got some kills. We didn't push them back completely. We destroyed some of the... Okay, we actually destroyed that artillery battalion completely and another 40 tanks. So that's good. I guess what we could do is we could just take these tanks as well and do a bit of a strike there. Probably not a lot of action points available. Oh. Okay, so they lost 50 tanks there. 20 surrendered and 30 got destroyed. I suppose we could do another strike here. Oh, we lost some light tanks. But they also lost 20 light tanks, so while our light tanks are better and more expensive, of course, to make, I think that's still okay. Could be better, but it's not the worst. We'll get some replacements in there. And hopefully those will get in here soon enough. We could probably move in our rocket artillery a little bit closer. And then, of course, we got the tank units coming in from here. We'll move them in here now, and the next round we can maybe do, or use them to start maybe getting... Oh, yeah, if we could get the medium tanks over there, for example. We're going to move in the southern flank over here to the forest. And we should be able to hold them back there, and the one that is going to be surrounded by most enemies is going to be able to hold its ground, hopefully. They've got on the road up to there already. Oh, that's a lot of artillery. It's a shame that I can't attack there with my tanks. What I could do with my tanks is maybe try to clear out some of that. Although, oh, right, yeah, we got the new tanks in here. Let's give them a bit of a test, shall we? Well, I say new tanks, but it's the same tanks, but it's just new battalions.
Mission completed.
There we go. Oh, that, I could give this a new stratagem. Let's have a look. So we've got some of the Force and Recall. Mechanized forces get 20% on attack, minus 40% on defense. Retreat at 20% losses, no initial attacker penalty. Oh. Then there's a Blitzkrieg, which is 60% on attack and 30% more action points. Overall defensive power minus 30%. Entrenchment impossible. Oh, and 60 AP oil consumption at start of the turn. Okay, that's not really good. Right, so I think we're not actually going to put in any stratagem there right now. We can move in these tanks to the flank. We can probably move in some of the infantry there as well. Now we can start clearing out their northern flank in here, and hopefully we can start pushing them back further and further. We do have also a little bit of the planes in here that might be able to do a bit of air attack once again, although I think a lot of them don't really have the range. Look at these two. Let's do a bit of airstrike on the artillery there, shall we? Oh, they killed... Oh, actually, they killed the Huey now, so we can bring in replacement troops, another Hawk. Which is something like... It's now no longer a mixed unit there. And then, of course, the other one, this one doesn't have the range yet, but once it does... Well, oh, bollocks, I should have just moved this one in there, shouldn't I? So I could have then gotten a new Huey in here. Oh, well. It's not the end of the world. We do have, bit of Hueys over here. I guess we could do a strike there. That's the recon plane, so I guess we'll just send in the interceptors in here. They do have their own fighters there. They are pushing our fighters back now, so I think... Okay, we ended the airstrike there. No kills, but at least a little bit damage, although I don't think it's... Well, a lot of the tank units are actually quite low on readiness there. Interestingly enough. And of course that one's kind of separated there, but I think soon enough we'll be in a position to start cutting them off in there. But I do realise that we are quite a bit over time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like or subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description, but other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.